Okay, so just a quick note before getting started. Those who are new to the FinStreet community, so it's quite an active and engaging community. We keep these kind of activities once every week. That's our attempt, but at least once in 2 weeks. So for sure, we keep up something. So last week we had an interesting finance quiz. There was also a winner announced, and we will be giving away some books and goodies. This week we kept a Q&A session. So here we are. And what we have done is we have collected 20 questions in advance to set the tone. After these 20 questions are done, I'll take all the impromptu questions you guys have for me. And I'm planning to continue this session till 8 p.m. So we have almost an hour. Please ask as many questions you want. And those who don't know me, let me just introduce myself. There's a good chance some of you might have joined through reference of your friend and not a YouTube channel. So hi, my name is Aditya Sheila. I have around 6 years of corporate experience where I've worked in investment banking, IT industry, or specifically fintech domain and consultancy. Uh, you guys might know me from my YouTube videos, but other than that, I'm a full-time teacher. I primarily teach at FinStreet, where I take care of this course, US CMA end to end. And I'm also visiting faculty plus career mentor, placement consultant. Fahim, sorry, this will be uploaded on YouTube, so I am not allowing you to record this at your end. I'll upload this on YouTube. Don't worry. So yeah, I work as full-time teacher plus consultant to few startups, and I think secondary part now is I work also as placement consultant to few institutes where I take care of placement, grooming, interview training, everything for BCom, BBA, and MBA students. That is something newly added to my portfolio. Okay, let's start with the first question. First, we have Lakshman. What we expect salary after completing US CMA, and for high salary, which skills are needed? So Lakshman, I would break this down into two categories, and there is no perfect answer to this. Even the average changes depending on the situation. There are two types of placement you can go through. One is campus and second is off campus. By any chance, do we have Lakshman in today's call? Let me check. Okay, Lakshman Masham. I guess this is the same Lakshman. If not, irrespective of that, let's answer this. So when it comes to campus placement, you are in a better position. Reason being, the companies are lined up. They have clear intention of hiring you. They know what they're coming in from. They share the JDs in advance, so you can prepare well. You can submit your CV in much better condition that will match with the JD. All said and done, under campus, if you're a fresher, because campus, mainly BCom, BBA fresher also, you won't be having full-time experience. थोड़ा बहुत internship experience हो सकता है. So a fresher usually under campus placements gets somewhere between 3.5 lakh. Again, campus placements is a reality only for good colleges in, let's say, tier 1, tier 2 cities. So again, it depends on what kind of college they are showing up to. This is an average number at an average college. If we talk about SRCC, बहुत बड़ा package हो सकता है. If we talk about a tier 3, college where companies don't even show up or only sales roles are showing up, तो package इससे भी कम हो सकता है. So this is a good average at a decent college. I think most of us in the call are concerned about off-campus. So off-campus में, if you're a BCom, your salary ranges between 2 to 4 lakh, depending on the company you're applying for and a number
Sir,
of
your voice and video is lagging.
lagging. Is it lagging for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. If it happens again, let me know. I'll switch to a different network. But yeah.
Okay,
So
sir.
continue. Okay. Thank you, Zain. So continuing with our discussion. So a BCom off campus, your package will be somewhere between 2 to 5. But a BCom plus CMA as a fresher, again, you can expect somewhere between 3L to 6L. Again, I'm giving you numbers out of my own experience. I don't want to give fake numbers and anything, realistic numbers here. And this is where I also claim that the benefit of CMA is not much seen as a fresher. As a fresher, your probability of landing a job increases, but package may benefit won't be seen. After 2 years of experience, when you actually become a CMA, let me actually draw down the whole range. Once you actually become a CMA, so 0 to 2 years, your package is somewhere between 3 to 6 lakh. 6 lakh mainly in cities like Mumbai and Gurgaon, where packages are seen at a premier end. On an average, 3 to 5 milte hain. So I'm giving you that reality check as well. Once you are a CMA, in this range, you can expect an average of 8 lakh rupees. Abhi yahan par, if you are in a tier 2 city, somewhere like Indore, somewhere like, let's say even Pune, the package might be somewhere between 6 to 7 lakh. If you are again in a premium city like Mumbai, Gurgaon, package would be 8 to even can go up to 10. Depends. बहुत सारे factors आते हैं. It's very difficult to define a specific range. And more than 5 years, again, the average would be somewhere between 12 and 18. I have few CMA folks from my own batch who are currently working with 5+ का experience and everyone is earning more than a lakh rupee per month. Comfortable. बस B.Com किया है, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा M.Com किया है, and they have a CMA with it. So यहाँ पे you will get ultimate benefits of the degree. यहाँ पे you are still in a learning phase. यहाँ पे you will see some benefits. Yes. So I hope, Lakshman, that gives you idea around packages. Moving on to Suchitra Kumari. By the way, Suchitra and others, whatever names I call out, you can unmute and talk to me directly while discussion of the question, if you are there in the call. What roles are being offered after doing US CMA and their starting package? So, biggest benefit of having CMA is it's a general course. And when we say general course, इसमें सब कुछ आता है. And when I say सब कुछ, literally सब कुछ. You talk about accounting, you talk about, let's say, audit. Tax is one part which doesn't show up. Shahnawaz, this is second time you're drawing on my screen, buddy. Please don't draw. Thank you. Audit, think about fintech roles. There's a topic on technology, database, analytics. काफी in depth cover किया है in CMA curriculum. Talk about corporate finance. Talk about equity research. वो भी cover हुआ है. Talk about project financing. Talk about risk management. I used to work in risk management, by the way, and talk about even ethics for that matter. So we have a wide range of profiles that are covered. So as per, I would say, textbook definition, now you can work in any of these roles, but I won't go by textbook definition. I'll tell you what happens in the market. When you go in the market, usually you will see two type of companies out there. One, which is working in business finance domain. Business finance domain, मतलब think of any company that is product based or service based. Product based, service based, it's basic, product something that you can touch, feel. Automobile हो गया, pharmaceuticals हो गया, बाकी की चीज. So under this product based company and under even service based company, you have teams such as FP and A. These profiles are somewhat whole and soul for financial management of this company. इसमें मैं बाकी के चीजें नहीं ला रहा हूँ. I'm not getting banking into it right now, even though banking comes under service industry. But if we talk about investment banking or other roles which are kind of sought after, उसको मैं थोड़ा साइड में रख रहा हूँ. Think of product based and service based company, जहाँ पर think of a CFO. He has kind of three functions to take care of. One is to raise money, second is to manage operations end to end, and third is to report. रिपोर्ट यहाँ पे इंटरनल एक्सटर्नल बोथ. यू रिपोर्ट टू योर सी स्वीट इन्वेस्टर्स और यू रिपोर्ट टू कंप्लायंस, जो भी अथॉरिटीज है, रेगुलेटर्स है, उनके लिए. तो यहाँ अंदर जो भी काम आएगा, CMA is capable of doing it, and majority hiring of CMAs happens under FP&A. Happen as, let me write down, FP&A. Then you have controller. Controller, it's pretty much, you are matching numbers, making sure everything is okay. It's like an control in the sense कुछ गड़बड़ नहीं होने देना, in very simple language. So you cross check numbers, you consolidate reports, you close P&L, you close balance sheet after, let's say, every month, every quarter. So typical काम होता है. In general, let me get this under one term: finance operations. Okay, this is where majority of CMAs get hired. Starting package, as I've said, 3 to 6. Off campus without any experience. You are coming in from a decent college, nothing extreme. Because यहाँ पे I have seen people quote some rubbish numbers, like, and those are not realistic. Means maybe यहाँ पे 8 lakh 10 lakh बोल सकते हो as a fresher. I have students who have received 8 lakh का package as a fresher, but I know उन्होंने M.Com किया है. I'll tell you an interesting story. Okay, there was a student from BMCC only, where I teach CMA. Completed B.Com, got a job, but along with job did M.Com, completed CMA, and at this point they again sat for the campus placement. और यहाँ पे they were able to achieve 8 lakh का package. They took a switch through campus. It was that funny. So but these are not obvious stories, right? ये extreme stories होते हैं, but people use it to boost numbers. That's not the reality. Okay, next we have Manav. Manav has a question. I'm 25 and feeling late to start CMA US. Can you guide me how I can leap and achieve my desired career path? So confused. Manav, it's better late than never, buddy. And believe me, I have seen much worse conditions and cases. I have students who are 28, 29, did MPSC, UPSC preparation for a long time, did CA for a long time, couldn't make it through. चलो मैं CA का example देता हूँ. Very close, okay? One of my first 10 students. So here is a candidate who was doing CA inter. Almost 6 attempt हो गए थे. Okay. And by this time, his age was around 24, 25 only. Very desperate to get a job. So he applied to different positions, and through third party in the sense, like hiring HR agency होती है. By the way, Manav, are you there in the class by any chance? You can unmute and speak if you're there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just, this is an interesting story, might give you some perspective. So third party agency के साथ he started working in a government office as an associate, as a helper. ना कोई पेपर वर्क, नथिंग एल्स, ही जस्ट गॉट सम स्टाइपेंड, और एक वेंडर को पेमेंट मिलता है ना वैसे 10% टीडीएस कट करके ही गॉट रेगुलर पेमेंट्स. ही वर्क देयर फॉर ऑलमोस्ट 2 to 3 years. Turned almost 27, 28, woke up to a reality knowing के इसका कोई उपयोग नहीं होगा. There's no use of this experience ahead. So he took a shift. He joined a car dealership as an accountant. And he made sure, he worked there for almost 1.5 years, made sure all the filings and everything is done. P&L closing, balance sheet closing, year-end closing, tax filing, this kind of work. यहाँ पर salary थी almost 20K. यहाँ पर salary थी 25K. And believe me, a 27, 28-year-old guy getting 25,000 at salary, it is very frustrating. He met me and he said, Aditya, what should I do? First thing I told him, okay, buddy, jaldi se, when you're working in an unorganized sector, the biggest concern is your experience cannot be validated. Experience matlab, imagine that you are applying in a company like, let's say Northern Trust. Northern Trust is not that well known. Let me take Deutsche Bank. So it's a well-known investment bank. Let's say you're applying in Deutsche Bank and you said, I have 2 years of work experience. When you submit your documentation and you're coming in from a very small company, jahan par your provident fund is not submitted, the paperwork is not clear, salary slips are not as per the compliance. So ये experience validate ही नहीं होता है. You are, उतनी value नहीं मिलती है आपको फिर. Then you're again negotiated for a lower package or else you are not even entertained. So first thing I told him, get into an organized sector, MNC में job. He took up job in WNS. Again, salary was somewhat same, 27K. He worked there for 2 years, but performed really well. During these 2 years, he was pursuing CMA with me. And by the time he didn't even sit for the exam. और ये बहुत सारे students के होता है. They learn the curriculum, so they know how to crack, answer well and crack the interviews. He kept on applying and he got a call from JP Morgan. And within JP Morgan, he got placed. After 2 years in WNS, he got placed and his package was somewhere around, I think, 7.5 or 8. And he was, one of the happiest candidates I've seen. Didn't even wait for his CMA results. Like, Aditya, I'm done. हो गया मेरा, मुझे ये चाहिए था. Now he tried again, but he got married and now he has kids and a number of things, behind him. But whenever we talk, we have healthy relationship with him. He also refers our students in JP Morgan. So these are kind of turnaround stories, and better late than never. That's the only takeaway from this story. Second thing is, why CMA should be your first question. See, if you want to make a career in finance, the first obvious thing is you need to be really good in finance. So for that, learn anything that has to do with finance. CMA could be a great starting point. If anything else excites you, go ahead with that. अगर आपको break चाहिए कि I want to have fun, थोड़ा आराम से सीखना है, you can do MBA plus CMA if it is too much stressful for you. Again, depending on your budget constraints and everything. So a number of things can be done. But believe me, you are just 25 यार. I am very disappointed to see this word late. Your career goes on till 50. चलो, if on paper तो 60 है, but I've seen this trend 50 तक तो करते हैं. You are just halfway in. Half of the career is still pending. There's 25 years more to go. So make sure even if you utilize your next 3 to 5 years properly, you will be 30 to 50. 20 years are more than enough to reap enough benefits to take care of you, your family, your retirement, everything. 20 साल बहुत होते हैं. So be super focused for next 5 years. Keep on learning one or the other thing. Don't stop. मतलब CMA हो गया तो अभी chill करना है. No, keep on learning. That's the common attitude that takes you ahead. But does that help, Manav?
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. So next we have Karthik. What are the skills one should do with US CMA? इसका एक dedicated video है. Let me just take you to that video. इसका मैं end में आपको video दिखा देता हूँ, Karthik. But there's a 15-20 minute video covering कौन से profile के लिए कौन से skills आप achieve कर सकते हो. The most sought after profile is FP1. And let me give you brief around this profile in that case. FP1 में जाना है तो mandatory is Excel. And even advanced Excel will help. Advanced Excel मतलब थोड़े ज़्यादा advanced formulas, analytics वगैरह run करना पता होना चाहिए. Next is Power BI. It helps a lot. Next is Analytics में interest हो तो आप Tableau तक की तरफ जा सकते हो. इसके अलावा there are 2 certifications. I think Karthik, if I'm not wrong, you have joined FinStreet already. तो ये बचे हुए 2 certificates.
Yes, sir.
हाँ जी, तो ये बचे हुए 2 सर्टिफिकेट्स में क्लास में नाम लेता हूँ यूजुअली. दीज आर सम थिंग्स आर सीक्रेट सॉस, तो मैं वो आपको क्लास में बताऊंगा. बट वेरी स्पेसिफिक टू FP1 है, जो मेक श्योर करता है कि आपका सीवी शॉर्टलिस्ट हो जाएगा. ऐसे कुछ कीवर्ड्स होते हैं. दीज आर सम वाइडली यूज्ड टूल्स. ओरेकल पे नहीं, यूडेमी पे छोटा सा कोर्स मिल जाता है, आप वो परस्यू करके यू कैन कंप्लीट इट. चलो, एक नाम तो मैंने गलती से बोल भी दिया. Next, after 12th, is there any need to do any other course with US CMA? See, I'm not a big fan of doing multiple courses at the same time. I have a very simple approach. Pursue one certification at least. After that, focus on getting experience, which is 1 to 2 years. During this time, you get a clarity around how things work. Because as a fresher, you don't know, एक कांच की building दिख रहा है MNC, what's happening inside it. You have zero idea. So the idea is pursue one really good certification, get experience. This will help you explore or talk to people or connect with right set of people. You'll understand what kind of teams, what kind of roles, what kind of work is valued in the market. Accordingly, you can take an add-on certificate. और एक बहुत common.
Mainly I want to.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yes sir. मेरे को मेनली ये था कि मैंने YouTube पे अभी वो देखी थी 10 फाइनेंशियल कोर्सेज। उसमें जो फाइनेंशियल कोर्सेज थे वो मतलब ये पूछ रहा था वो इसके यूएस सीएमए के साथ करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए।
अच्छा, जो 10 फ्री
या फिर यूएस सीएमए
सर्टिफिकेशन,
से सही है।
हाँ, जो मैंने 10 सर्टिफिकेशन वाला वीडियो बनाया ना, वो आप मत परस्यू करो इफ यू आर डूइंग सीएमए ऑलरेडी। अच्छा, लेट मी शो यू दैट वीडियो ओनली, जस्ट गिव मी अ सेकंड। See, when you are pursuing CMA and you want to pursue something else, तो आप कुछ better pursue करो, छोटा नहीं. That's the only idea. Because it's useless. You pursue something better. Students come back to me saying, "Sir, मैं NISM करता हूँ, NCFM करता हूँ." Not required. You're pursuing something that has more value than NISM and बाकी की चीजें, NCFM and all. So no need to pursue those. हाँ, so in this section, ये जो CM skills plus US CMA है, ये वाले आप pursue करना without fail. But there is a video on 10 free certifications in finance. This one. These certifications are not at par with CMA. CMA के नीचे आते हैं ये certifications. These are free certifications. तो एक idea introduction courses है.
Sir, your voice is not
lagging again. Okay. Thanks for highlighting. Let me change my network.
सर समझ नहीं आया क्या बोले।
I'll repeat it. Just give me.
वॉइस दो।
Yeah, I'm just switching my network. Give me 1 minute. 30 seconds. Not more than that.
No problem.
Chalo, now I think it should be better. Karthik, are you able to hear me?
Yes sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
great. Hanji. So as I was saying, the idea is to pursue something better and not something of lower quality. So when I was referring to these videos, please, if you're doing CMA already, then these certifications are not required. ये free वाले. These are more like introductory courses. If you really want to pursue, ये वाले certifications करना. But again, don't go here and there pursuing the certification. जैसे आपका एक part हो जाता है, there are 6 certifications we have in house. उसका आपको access मिल जाएगा as soon as one part is done.
Okay sir.
Okay, so I think this is sorted. Let's move on to the next one. Ibrahim Parker. I have 2 years of experience in FNA. Okay, I've completed CMA Part 1, currently studying for Part 2, also pursuing MCOM. Good. I am keen to transition into FP1 Proud of Finance. Considering my background in CMA Progress and MCOM studies, could you please advise me most effective steps I can take to switch? Specifically, what skills or experiences should I focus on developing or highlighting to facilitate this transition? Interesting. So Ibrahim, given that you're pursuing CMA already, चलो यार, I don't want to leave you guys ऐसे ही. I'll tell you. FP1 में जाना है तो your number 1 priority should be Hyperion करके एक सॉफ्टवेयर आता है. ये Oracle का सॉफ्टवेयर है जो FP1 में यूज होता है. It is a great shortcut to get your CV shortlisted. प्लस और भी सारे होते हैं. There's a combination. एक डेटाबेस के लिए कॉमन यूज सॉफ्टवेयर है, ये FP1 का कॉमन यूज सॉफ्टवेयर है. पावर BI के भी अभी बाकी के आ रहे हैं. There is an AI embedded software also coming in the market. कभी और दिन, किसी और दिन डिस्कस करेंगे. बट दीज आर द सर्टिफिकेट्स नाउ यू शुड बी टारगेटिंग अलोंग विद CMA एंड यू हैव एक्सपीरियंस इन FNA, तो आपको स्विच करना बहुत ईजी होगा. जस्ट मेक अ रियली गुड CV and start applying. Tentatively, it takes around 3 months, and it also depends when you're applying. Let me also give you some hint around it. See, whenever you are planning your job switch, now the best time to do it is between Jan and April. Why? Usually जो कॉर्पोरेट में कैलेंडर ईयर होता है वो परफॉर्मेंस वाइज या तो दिसंबर में कंप्लीट होता है, एंड इन फ्यू कंपनीज मार्च में कंप्लीट होगा. मेजोरिटी कंपनीज दिसंबर में परफॉर्मेंस ईयर कंप्लीट होते हैं. सो बिटवीन December or rather Jan and Feb, what happens? Your ratings are given, your promotions are declared, and if you have performed really well but you are not happy with the announcement rating given to you, you are disappointed, you go for a switch. तो इसे स्विचिंग सीजन ही कहते हैं. यू गो फॉर अ स्विच, यू ट्राई डिफरेंट कंपनीज, यू ड्रॉप योर पेपर्स, तो अचानक से ओपनिंग्स आते हैं. सो इफ यू ऑब्जर्व दिस ट्रेंड, देयर विल ऑलवेज बी अ स्पाइक इन ओपनिंग्स बिटवीन Jan and Feb. Get yourself ready by the time December gets over this time. Next Jan Feb may make sure you are part of this hiring wave. So that would be one advice. Second advice would be package के ऊपर. I'm not sure if you're there in the call or not. Shankar, yeah, I should change my settings. Guys, please don't annotate on my screen. Thank you. Another advice would be around packages, but I don't think you're there in the call, Ibrahim. If you are there, we can discuss. ठीक है, you have a good chance for negotiation. I mean, आपका overall profile बहुत strong लग रहा है. If you have AP, AR and GL, सारे experiences, then you can definitely move up. AP and AR as a combination, good, क्योंकि usually people only have AP or AR, you have both. So for you to move upward in FP&A, easy call. Also, CO एक untapped venue होता है. So there are a lot of niche roles, you know, supply chain finance हो गया, operations finance हो गया, तो usually लोग apply नहीं करते. You can target such roles as well. Anyways, next question. Summer school करनी. What are recruiters really looking for in entry level resumes? Entry level resumes में there are not just entry level. In general मैं बताता हूँ. There are 4 parts to your resume which get evaluated. First part, as a fresher, given that you have said entry level है, आपके academics देखे जाते हैं without fail. And यहाँ पे there are 2 categories. Either you have scored less than 60% or you have scored more than 60%. If you have scored more than 60% as an average, जो भी आपका BCom, BBA जो भी है average, you are in for is if you're competing with MNCs. There are very few MNCs who will entertain less than 60 because lot of good companies for good roles, छोटे मोटे roles के लिए data entry role कोई भी ले लेता है. But lot of good companies for good roles keep a mandate कि minimum 60% तो होना चाहिए. So this is first bifurcation. Second, once your academics are done, your internship and projects are checked. Internship and projects. So I can understand, you know, not everyone has internship experience on their CV, but project is something you can always add. So last year of your graduation, whatever project you're submitting for different subjects, relevant project nikal ke rakhna, do mention it. If you don't have any projects, you know, there are websites, there are portals jahan pe you can do projects for free, get a certificate and put it on your CV. So that's second part. This is somewhere around your experience. Third part that is checked is POR, position of responsibility. So under position of responsibilities, what you can do is whatever, let's say there are some clubs, committees in your colleges, fest हो रहा है, उसके आप organizing committee में वगैरह थे. There is a, you know, research paper going on and you are part of the drafting team. Something extra you have done where you had some responsibility to take care of, leadership skill. ये भी check होता है and this always helps. This acts like a cherry on the cake. And last part आता है extra curricular. So beyond your academics experience and you know POR, what all you have done. So in my case, I used to write के you know मैं blogs लिखता हूँ on finance. I have a career mentorship YouTube channel वगैरह ऐसी चीजें मैं लिखता था. I read books. I have you know completed these many books or novels ऐसे भी लिख दिया था. Beyond you know there should be something extra that helps you stand apart. कुछ sports में किया है, कुछ anything outside you know कुछ music में किया है. You can always mention it. One important key part. A lot of students ask me कि सर जो छोटे मोटे certifications होते हैं Excel वगैरह वो कहाँ पे mention होनी चाहिए. So if you have those certifications as an extension to academics. So once your academics are done, you can always add your certifications over here. Okay. So Samarth, I hope you got an idea. There are 4 elements to your CV: academics, experience, POR, and extracurricular. These 4 elements are checked by recruiters. Then we have, I would love to know how to pronunciate this if you're there in the class, but timing, I'm going to call you Pradeep. Sir, I have only completed BCom Finance and currently pursuing CMA US Part 1 passed, Part 2 doing. Okay. My question is that I don't know what to do after passing US CMA. Should I go for a job or learn other courses as I don't have any experience and other skills? Yeah, if your Part 1 is done and if you're currently doing Part 2, ask yourself that are you a good multitasker? Multitasker मतलब, you know, 8-10 घंटे का job करके can you go back and still study for 2-3 hours a day, stretch, you know, 6-7 hours of study on weekends? If yes, if you're a good multitasker, then start looking for a job. No need to waste your time. But if you're not a good multitasker, and no shame in it, rather you shouldn't push yourself. ठीक है, things can take their own time, not an issue. Part 1, Part 2 खत्म कर लो, उसके बाद look for a job. Both plans are perfectly fine. Nothing wrong in it. But my advice would be take up some experience now. Don't pile up certificate after certificate. You might not be very happy to hear this, but in terms of value in the market, still experience is at the top. But what kind of experience you get, that also matters. So certification is right there. But if you ask me, a combination of both is the best thing to have. Experience plus certificate. Mehta Dhruvi. Yeah, I'll take two minutes ka break. I've been going on and on for a long time. Till then, if you have any questions, you can actually unmute and ask me. I'll just park it till then. Or rather, if any one of you have cross question, any one of you wants to ask something else, feel free to unmute and ask.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yes, Gaurav. Good evening.
Sir, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too, sir. It's been a long time. I'm already in your batch,
Hmm.
but I'm not much regular
Okay.
due to my job, due to closings and all.
Okay, that's fine. But I hope you're studying. Okay, it's okay to watch recordings and all, but study without pay.
Yeah, sir. Currently, I just watched your last lecture in section E.
Okay.
So actually, I was planning for September, but now I think I'll go for December one, I guess, because my section D is almost section D and section C is I've not started it.
Okay. But September is still doable. We'll discuss this in class, but I'll give you some kind of schedule. But I'll tell you, Gaurav, if you are already working now,
Yeah, sir. That's the problem actually.
I'll give you
Actually,
solution to that problem.
we are working on they are saying to us to work on your skills and all. So Power Query and Power BI. So I'm working on that also. Not able to get that much time. That's the issue right now.
ठीक है. But I'll tell you story of one of my friends, and this is from my CFA days जब मैं level 1 कर रहा था. A very hectic job. He was a research scientist in a pharma company. Okay, but he wanted to transition his career into becoming a fund manager, and his expertise was pharma industry. That studying pharmaceutical stocks, companies, what will go up, what will go down. That was his plan, and quite unique. But his concern was छुट्टी नहीं मिल रही है. So what he did, he came up with a very interesting issue that there is something wrong with his spine cord. He can't walk, but he can sit and he can work. So his company gave him 6 months ka work from home.
Okay.
And during this 6 months ka work from home, he made sure that he completes his L1. So ऐसे करते हैं यार लोग, because getting a job is one part. Once you have that experience started, now nothing will take it back. But after you have a job, you have to prioritize growth. And believe me, after 10 years, you have two options: having CMA in front of you, or having your existing BCom, MCom, whatever degree you have in front of you. Just think after 10 years in 2034, what will matter? CMA will take you at what place, and your graduation, master's degree in commerce will take you at what place. ये अभी फील नहीं होता है, but believe me, 4 or 5 years down the line when you will look back, तब फील होता है कि अरे I should have taken a different call. So think over it, थोड़ा push करो.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yes, चलो. Next we have, no problem. Shahnawaz, I'll just complete this quickly. I'm from Kutch and I studied in Gujarati language. Sorry. Can I take US CMA US? Is it possible for me? Can I do preparation from Kutch? Is it good for me to choose US CMA? So I'll answer your question part by part. Is it good for me? Yes. Given that you want to make career in finance, number one. Number two, you are more inclined towards business finance. So you want to work in product-based or service-based companies जहाँ पे FP&A role और complete end-to-end financial management होता है. Next, can I do preparation from Kutch? Another yes. Rather, our virtual batch gets more attention than my offline batch because the doubts and everything, they're very interesting. For especially the current part 2 batch, it's something else. The kind of doubts and queries they ask really pushes me to pretty much tell everything that I know. So that's a good one. Is it possible for me? This depends. If you put in the required amount of efforts, it does. And believe me, I've seen some great stories around this. There's no perfect definition. I'll tell you. There was a student, less than 50% in graduation, had no hope, joined CMA, loved it, cracked it. And there are stories of university level पे gold medal मिला है, but because of memorization, हम रट्टा कहते हैं हिंदी में उसे. So because of that, joined CMA, couldn't crack even after 3-4 attempts. So this is something that actually puts your acumen to test. Acumen means your level of understanding, conceptual understanding. Can I take US CMA? Yes, why not? I'm from Kutch. Achha, this was a question in continuation. Yeah, if you understand this session, because you will observe this session, majority, 90-95% is English, 5% Hindi here and there. If you're comfortable with this, if you understand what I say, yes, you can. But another expectation that I will have now, Dhruvi, is for you to make an effort to learn English, because eventually majority of placements happen in private sector. That too, we are targeting MNCs. MNCs may English is the mode of communication, primary, and I would say I don't recall any role where I had to speak any other language. English ही बोल रहा था हर एक profile में. So if that's your primary language used to convey your business affairs, always good to learn English. Next we have Divyang. Is really have a demand for USCM in India? Yes. What is the fresher job rule? I think this we have discussed. And on demand part, yes. But demand part is interesting. If you ask someone के मतलब जब demand आता है ना, it is not for certification or degrees. It is for roles or skills. Okay, let's say a company needs an accountant. So there is demand for accountant. There is no demand for CA, CMA, ACCA, ऐसे नहीं demand होता है. So who fits into accountancy job role? Then there is a job description shared. If there is a job description shared, check with your CMA curriculum. Does it match? Yes. For majority of finance openings in India, the JD matches with what we have learned in US CMA. So there is demand. is just that you have to put in additional effort in terms of getting the right things in right place. CV सही होना चाहिए, interview सही जाना चाहिए. You should know right set of people who will refer you, who will help you network, and that has been the biggest issue in Indian ecosystem. You know why there's so much negative press around the CM and everything? More than 70-80% of CMA teachers, मतलब जो tutors होते हैं, जो CMA की बड़ी बड़ी institute setup करते, they themselves couldn't land a job. They don't know how to land a job. So eventually they became teacher होने के बाद they know how to train CMA, but they don't know how to place students. If they don't know how to place students कहाँ जाएंगे? And that has been the biggest mess in our ecosystem. I can't help it. मैं usually बोलता नहीं हूँ, but I get it, where this kind of questions come from. The concern is real. That's why choose a proper mentor, teacher, someone in the industry who knows things inside out and who will guide you properly till the end. ऐसे ना हो कि चलो क्लास हो गया, अब हो गया, I'm not going to entertain you. That kind of attitude doesn't work when you are a dedicated teacher. Anyway, sorry for that. Next is again from Dhruvi. What is the future opportunities in CMA US and which course can we do with US CMA? That's why we have already discussed this, opportunities and courses. Mirza, how can someone without US CMA certification still compete or add value in similar roles? Mirza, if you're looking for an alternative, I think the nearest alternative would be MBA finance, because niche थोड़ा अलग हो जाता है. If I talk about strategic finance means जहाँ पे majority analysis होता है. The two kind of courses or degrees where you learn this majorly is CMA or MBA finance. People compare it with ACCA, CA, and CPA. Even though the skill set taught are more or less same, they don't come in this. These degrees don't come in the same league. These degrees are in a different league. If you observe majority of the professionals where they are working or where they get placed, you will observe it is mainly audit, tax, and reporting. When we talk about strategic finance, where you have some level of due diligence going in, operational finance going in, product level knowledge is required. Derivatives में क्या होता है, P&L close करना है, बाकी की चीजें हैं. You will or FP&A, you want to draft budgets for the year, you want to come up with variance analysis, performance analysis. Again, CMA and MBA would be the right fit. I hope that answers your question to some extent. Value in similar roles, so it depends how you want to add value. But yeah, comparison would be clear. What are the companies in India? They hire a lot of US CMA freshers in India, especially in Hyderabad. I'm a third year BCom. Yeah, not just Hyderabad. I mean, Naveen, I get it if you're from Hyderabad and you want to be placed in Hyderabad, but there are so many companies even hiring right now. Last week, one of our students only reached out saying कि एक company में उनका CV shortlist हुआ है. He also shared one more opening. Atomberg करके fan की company है. Atomberg, those who don't know, currently I think number 1 or number 2 company in India. They were hiring accountants in their FP&A team. So openings होते ही है. Just be observant. Check what are things happening around you. But इसके लिए यार video already है. Just go and watch this video. I'm surprised कि इसको इतना कम, I don't know why, but usually this is one of the widely asked question कि किस कंपनी में hiring होता है. So this video has question to all those. Sorry, this video has answer to all those questions. Right from what kind of company is giving package of 3 lakh, 5 lakh, to even I've mentioned 1 or 2 offers जहाँ पर 40-50 का package offer हुआ था. It's on an email. I've shared the screenshot also in this video. So watch this video. You'll get an idea कि कहाँ पे placement होता है. अभी recently you'll also see DXC करके company है. It's a subsidiary of not subsidiary, it was part of Hewlett Packard, HP. Like और उनका technology arm था, but I think they have separated some time back. But it's a good company to work with. You'll have overseas client. The pay is good. Even intern level पे बहुत बढ़िया pay उनका. I can work as data analyst after doing US CMA. Skills like data analyst बनना है तो simple है. You start with CMA. CMA के साथ start with SQL. Along with SQL, if SQL interests you, तभी PL SQL के पास जाना, or else not required. Optional. I shouldn't cross it out. I'll keep it optional. One primary thing is Excel, advanced Excel तो आना ही चाहिए. Power BI as well. Go for Tableau as well. अभी एनालिटिक्स में ही जाना है तो R भी सीख सकते हो. Python for finance के भी मॉड्यूल्स आते हैं, वो भी सीख लीजिए. I think this as an overall package is good enough. इसके बाद make some projects, case studies, embed it in your CV, should be helpful. How to get job after passing US CMA? Why is the case job finding is difficult, passing exam is easy, while CA passing is hard, getting job is easy? Nahi Namar, this might be your personal experience, but there are cases vice versa. I just discussed why finding jobs is difficult. I'll tell you life of a typical CMA candidate who struggles. Completes BCom, completely unaware of how to build profile that can land you in MNC. So profile is not built. Next is domain knowledge, that is taken care by CMA. This is missing, CMA is taken care of. Third is communication skill. People call me saying कि sir referral चाहिए ये चाहिए वो चाहिए, but they struggle to even introduce themselves. How can I refer someone who's not up to the mark? Because I'll be very honest, I have a friend who's in a very senior position, reports to CFO in an MNC. He specifically tells me that Aditya, whenever any candidate is being referred, your reputation is online. So make sure you send me the right candidate, or else I'll stop referring you candidates. It is a clear instruction. So it's not affordable for any even senior professional to refer someone who's not up to the mark. So this needs to be improved. This is missing in our ecosystem again. And lastly, something as simple as how to make CV. Finance domain mein, each profile has different pattern and type of CV. You know, I see a lot of students using CVs from marketing and sales domain under finance. Something as simple as adding photos to CV is a bad practice unless you are a front-end professional. Front-end professional matlab you're selling something, you'll be meeting clients. In that cases, companies expect you to attach your photo. As finance, you are working in mid office or back office. So photos should not be attached. Something as simple as that. So again, when 4 things are required, but only one thing is being taken care of, this is missing, this is missing, this is missing, this is taken care of. How can you expect an average candidate with given level of competition land a job? नहीं हो सकता. It's very difficult. स्ट्रगल के बाद स्ट्रगल बढ़ता जाता है. सो दैट इज वन पार्ट ऑफ द स्टोरी. सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ द स्टोरी, मैं आपको सीए का स्टोरी बताता हूँ. वेरी वेरी क्लोज फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन, कंप्लीटेड सीए सेकंड अटेम्प्ट में, comes in from a tier 3 tier 4 city. English is not up to the mark. तो उसके बाद he struggles to get even interview shortlist looking at its CV fix कर लिया, interview shortlist आ गया, he is not able to crack interviews. He gave 12 to 13 interviews. एंड में जाके खुद का सीए फॉर्म स्टार्ट किया. नाउ ही इज फाइलिंग टैक्सेस फॉर लॉट ऑफ कंपनीज, इवन हिज फ्रेंड्स, इवन इन माय सर्कल ही टेक्स केयर ऑफ लॉट ऑफ टैक्सेस. बट एंड ही इज मेकिंग लॉट ऑफ मनी. बट दिस इज द स्टोरी. ऐसे नहीं है कि सीए हो गया तो जॉब मिलता है. आई ऑल्सो नो चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स और वर्किंग एट अ पैकेज ऑफ 5 लाख रुपीज. मेरे खुद के बैच में ही वो लोग थे बीकॉम के. So it has less to do with degree, more to do with candidate. A good candidate, any degree does well in career. Any candidate not good with the skills, but with lot of degrees won't go anywhere. I hope that gives you good perspective, Naman. Not sure if you're there in the call, but chalo, let's move ahead. और कितने questions बचे? Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. चलो, I'll do rapid fire because it's almost 8 now. So Naman का question हो गया. Will pursuing US CMA after ACCA boost chances of securing higher paying job? I mean, ऐसे देख सकते हो कि it will give you some kind of benefit. ACCA will make sure audit के profiles के लिए, tax profiles के लिए, reporting profiles के लिए you get shortlisted. And CMA will make sure that FP&A profiles के लिए, controller profiles के लिए, product based knowledge जहाँ पे लगता है, derivatives and बाकी की चीजें वहाँ, project financing के लिए, this kind of roles के लिए you get shortlisted. So yes, I mean scope बढ़ेगा. Higher paying job, that has a lot of factors. At what time you switch, what are market conditions, वगैरह, those also matters a lot. Deepak Garg, how we manage US CMA studies with college? Also, it's an international certificate. So what level of English used in exam? English is decent, nothing fancy. It might take you maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get used to it, but eventually you do. How to manage it with college? Monday to Friday, 2 to 3 hours of study is enough. Saturday, Sunday. If I assume, because if you're a college going kid and you are doing CMA, I'll push you to join any class. Not specifically my class, but if you're looking for the best class, then of course my class. But join any class and get help in terms of understanding concepts. यहाँ पर along with class, because class 3 से 4 घंटे का होता है at FinStreet, so 5 to 6 hours, additional 2 to 3 hours of your study. So this pattern is more than enough, but I'll also give you some context. You should always track your progress, because I mean, I don't like giving advice in general. Every student is different. Each student has different level of capacity, learning pace, smartness. Some students are really smart. They pick concepts like this and उनके लिए 1-1.5 घंटा भी काफी है. Some students are average or less than average, and then they need time to cope up with concepts, practice. So of course they will need more time. So Deepak, यहाँ पे it's very difficult to just say a number. This is a general number I've given you. इसके ऊपर data collect होता है. At FinStreet we take weekly tests. I'll also show you a sample of how it works. So let's say हमारा weekly test हुआ है, उसके बाद ऐसे एक top performers का board निकलता है. So looking at this board, I get to know अच्छा who all are performing well this week. उसके बाद मैं Excel में जाके sorry guys, my internet got disconnected, but I'm back. So chalo, I'll just quickly finish what I was saying. So the idea is everyone learns at a different pace. वंस यू आर इन द क्लास 2-3 हफ्तों के बाद वी कीप ऑन रोलिंग आउट वीकली टेस्ट। जैसे टॉप परफॉर्मर्स का बोर्ड निकलता है ना, एक नॉन परफॉर्मर्स का भी बोर्ड निकलता है विच गेट सबमिटेड टू मी, जो यूजुअली उसमें दो तीन कैंडिडेट्स ही होते हैं, ज्यादा नहीं होते हैं, बट देन आई टॉक टू देम बिकॉज दे नीड डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ अटेंशन। सम स्टूडेंट्स आर नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड विद द कंसेप्ट्स ऑफ के 10% इज 0.1, 10% आगे जाके 0.1 होता है। ये भी बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को नहीं पता है। रीजन बीइंग मे बी दे वर इन द कोविड बैच, दे देयर मैथ्स वाज नॉट गुड, दे हैव लॉस्ट टच विद मैथ्स, दे नीड सम लेवल ऑफ रिवीजन। तो हर एक कैंडिडेट का अलग होता है, देयर इज नो perfect number, but I think this much context might help you. Chalo. Next is Harshita. Which is the best degree certificate plus US CMA? Best degree certificate में यार BCom does the work. If you ask me, I would do engineering plus CMA plus few other courses, but that's a different king that I have. For in general, BCom is more than enough. After complete CMA, which one to choose? FRM is a completely opposite course. FRM बहुत अलग spectrum पे है, CMA अलग spectrum में है. The reason that I did both the courses was by accident. मेरा प्लान था FRM करना because I loved derivatives. मेरे दिमाग में और कुछ career plan वैन नहीं था. Just to learn derivatives, I took up FRM, and majority curriculum is on just derivatives only. Not even equity. Equity भी introduce नहीं होता है because as per FRM, equity is a low risk product. So FRM तो बिल्कुल recommend नहीं करूँगा unless and until you have very strong mathematics, quantitative aptitude, तभी FRM करना. Also, FRM is, I'll tell you what an ideal FRM candidate looks like. Go to any big class in the city. आप पुणे में भी जाओ, कहीं पर भी जाओ. You will see working professionals sitting over there. You will hardly see 1 or 2 students sitting over there. Those are experimental students. Because this course is usually taken up by people who are in risk. Now they want promotion, they want growth, they want to learn what they're working on. That's why they are over there. But if you talk about fresher candidates, you have zero clue. FRM क्या है, risk क्या है, the level of depth, context, clarity, background you need. It's at a different level. So think cautiously. ACCA, good combination as we have already discussed. I consider ACCA and CPA in similar bucket. Core is audit tax reporting. So combination with CMA will do. Lastly, Karan, sir, I'm a CA dropout, want to pursue US CMA. I'm not confident. Will I be able to clear it in very first go? And I have very constructive budget. I think constraint based budget होगा वो. What should I do? Karan, buddy, there's क्या कह सकते हैं, वन गो इफ यू आर अ हार्ड वर्किंग सिंसियर कैंडिडेट फर्स्ट गो में हो जाता है. बट आई टेल यू वन प्रिंसिपल फॉर लाइफ. डोंट टेक डिसीजंस बेस्ड ऑन फियर ऑफ फेलियर. फियर ऑफ फेलियर विल कॉस्ट यू सो मेनी थिंग्स. आपका रिग्रेट बढ़ेगा, अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट बढ़ेगी, सो मेनी थिंग्स. फेल हो गए, विल गिव वन मोर अटेम्प्ट, वी विल मे बी प्रिपेयर्ड बेटर वे. बहुत सारी चीजें कर सकते हैं, but fear of failure will pull you back by like anything. Secondly, budget is a real concern. I can understand. तो यहाँ पे आप एक काम कर सकते हो. You can take a part-time job, internship, or even full-time job, और उसके साथ कर सकते हो. Today afternoon only I got a call. The candidate had 3 years का gap. I had a simple suggestion for him. Start with your job today and start with CMA preparation as well. In next 6 months, best case scenario, you have a job and you have completed CMA as well. Worst case scenario, you don't have a job, but at least your CMA preparation is in place. You can go and sit for the exam. You can pass the exam. So basically, you're increasing your probability to get a job only. So eventually, we are moving towards getting a job, a highly paid, well-secured job. So yeah, you can take up similar approach. Ashutosh Gandhi, how to search for jobs and land jobs after completing US CMA. इसके ऊपर आधे घंटे का वीडियो है आशुतोष. Let me take you to, ये 27 मिनट का वीडियो है, हाउ टू प्रिपेयर फॉर ऑफ कैंपस प्लेसमेंट्स, हाउ टू फाइंड अ जॉब. ये वाला वीडियो देख लीजिए. ऑल क्वेश्चंस आर आंसर्ड ओवर हियर. ओके, rapid fire is done. Let's start with impromptu questions. Those are in the chat. Wow, all 35 students have stayed back. Yes, go ahead with your questions. Someone said, sir, please go ahead. Preferably raise your hand. I'll call out your name. But yeah, someone is speaking, so please go ahead.
Sir, Shailendra.
Yes, Shailendra, go ahead.
Sir, I recently joined the FinStreet 17th May and started preparing.
Welcome to the clan.
And sir, as I already talked with you that मैंने आपको बताया था सर कि मैंने FinStreet ज्वाइन करने से पहले 1 हफ्ते पहले मैंने जॉब ज्वाइन किया मैंने एज एन अकाउंट एग्जीक्यूटिव. तो सर मैंने अपना जो FinStreet का LMS है आपका इंडक्शन, मैंने वहाँ पे मैंने वीडियोस मतलब मैंने इंडक्शन में सुना मैंने कि जो अकाउंट एग्जीक्यूटिव है और उसमें टैली सॉफ्टवेयर पे वर्क कर रहे हैं उनका ज़्यादा स्कोप नहीं है, फ्यूचर नहीं है. तो सर और मैंने तो अभी रिसेंटली मैंने स्टार्ट किया मेरा वर्क, और ऐसा भी नहीं कि मैं कुछ मतलब छोटे वगैरह शॉप वगैरह या ऐसा, वो मैं फोर्ट में CST फोर्ट में वर्क करता हूँ।
Oh, Mumbai. Okay.
सैटरडे संडेज ऑफ, सो इट्स मतलब कॉर्पोरेट में ही आता है वो, बट लेकिन
हाँ.
सॉफ्टवेयर जो है वो छोटा है। तो सर बस उस पर मेरा डाउट है कि वो मेरे को मतलब मेरा आफ्टर क्लियरिंग USC में मेरा कुछ वो तो नहीं होगा, मतलब मेरे को अच्छा हाई पेइंग मिलेगा या फिर मेरा फ्यूचर तो होगा ना, ऐसा तो नहीं मैं अच्छा जॉब लैंड नहीं कर पाऊंगा।
Okay, शैलेंद्र, डोंट वरी एट ऑल। आप बहुत वरीड साउंड कर रहे हो यार, डोंट वरी एट ऑल। सी वन थिंग इज, जो मैंने स्कोप का चीज बताया था, दैट वाज इन जनरल बिकॉज ऑफ AI एंड द काइंड ऑफ टूल्स दैट आर कमिंग इन, लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आर गोना चेंज। लेकिन उसके लिए देयर इज ऑलवेज अनदर, वन थिंग क्लोजेस डाउन, अनदर थिंग ओपन्स अप. So there will be jobs. Now coming to the type of experience. Now imagine that there is one candidate who knows Tally, another candidate who knows maybe Hyperion, another candidate who knows few other softwares. I won't name them for now. When they apply, there are very few candidates who have clarity कि इंडस्ट्री में क्या चलता है. They will make their CVs accordingly, and these guys are usually ahead of their time, and they have people like me or people who are senior from corporate to guide them. तो उनके पास वो added benefit होता ही है. But these guys are not a lot in the market. Competition are amongst these guys only. तो यहाँ पे when you have an add-on of CMA, plus we also have skill-based certifications, overall 6 in our portfolio. Once you complete this, you will be at par with this. So don't worry at all. And when we talk about experience, there are two layers to experience. One is just having experience. Having experience means you know how corporate works, you know what is timesheet, you know what is performance review, you know how to send an email. So इसका एक certain value होता है. दूसरा होता है role का value. तो इसका value you will get, role का value you compensate by completing CMA. So don't worry, you are on track. Don't worry at all. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next, Karthik, I can see your hand. Please go ahead.
सर मैंने सुना कि यू फॉरेन कंट्रीज में USCMA की ज्यादा वैल्यू है क्या? सही है, गलत है, मिथ है?
यार फॉरेन वैल्यू डिपेंड्स ऑन लॉट ऑफ फैक्टर्स, बट लेट मी गिव यू सम आइडिया. एक होता है वेस्टर्न पैच कहूँगा, एक होता है मिडल ईस्टर्न पैच, और एक होता है हमारा साउथ ईस्ट. चलो इधर इंडिया ही पकड़ते, कोई चाइना तो जाएगा नहीं करियर पे. When we talk about western patch, think of USA, UK and other western European countries. इनके लिए इनका एक लोकल सर्टिफिकेशन है. मेजॉरिटी ऑफ सर्टिफिकेशंस आइदर कम फ्रॉम US और UK. तो वहाँ पे लोकल चीज़ों को वैल्यू होती है. इफ यू गो टू US, CMA will be valued for finance. If you go to UK, higher priority is going to CMA. CMA is CMA equivalent in UK. Rather थोड़ी वैल्यू ज़्यादा ही है. CMA is much more difficult, has better coverage and everything. But CMA is crazy expensive. Not ROI wise, not a good call. Plus CMA Institute is not active in India, so that's why it doesn't have much traction in India. But these kind of degrees are valued in UK and Europe overall. If you go to Middle East, यहाँ पे थोड़ा US का dominance ज़्यादा in terms of degrees. So again, US CMA is well recognized, valued, and you get paid well. India में आते हैं तो India में भी also majority of the value is always driven by alumni. So there is alumni base for CA, CS, Indian CMA, which has been there from 1930s, 40s, 50s. तो इनका alumni base है. Now when we talk about international courses, जिसका growth is literally like this now. The growth is off the charts for all the certification. तो उनका alumni growth भी उसके साथ वैसे ही बढ़ रहा है. So with this growing alumni base, the things are going to be very different in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. So इसके लिए I would say growth is there a lot. Current level पे if you compare it with this, then वो apple to orange comparison होगा. Local certifications are in a different league. International certifications are always in a different league. Alumni base wise, they have advantage in terms of networking opportunities, support from the ecosystem, institute going and asking for exclusive walk-ins and all. CACS में, if you compare, the level of efforts taken by institute, IMA is working there. I shouldn't use such words, but they're really working hard to make sure that candidates are getting placed, getting exclusive walk-ins and other things. So यहाँ पे lobbying एक प्रकार होता है, behind the doors चलता है, वो चालू है, don't worry. You tap onto senior folks and make sure that you cut some deal के you have to take our candidates, ये वो वगैरह. It goes on, don't worry.
Okay.
Next, I can see Zen's hand. Hi Zen.
Hi sir, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I'm good, buddy. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Sir, I have a question that like working professionals or students who are doing job or internship, so how we can manage CMA preparation?
CMA preparation. So manage it in two ways. मैं हमेशा बताता हूँ कि weekdays have one pattern in place, weekends have one pattern in place. Now you are in my class only. Monday to Thursday, just focus on all the assignments I'm giving you in class and assignments shouldn't take more than maximum 2.5 hours लेते हैं. You study this much time a day, you are sorted with the assignment. Friday को make sure you revise and sit for our weekly test. And Saturday, Sunday, please attend all the classes live without fail. And whatever sums we are solving now, just note it down or try it again once the class is over. एक बार किया तो you see it, you observe it. Second time किया तो you understand it. That's the pattern. So, yep, you follow this pattern and you're good.
And sir, my second question is, so should we do like sir, in previous question you also explained there someone said I feel late.
25 years old, I'm feeling
Yes,
late.
sir. Sir, I sometimes I also think like that, but still I'm 24, like midlife crisis.
Yeah, ये 24 and midlife crisis.
Yes.
God.
और सर ये ना
नहीं,
प्रोडक्टिविटी भी बहुत कम कर देते हैं.
अरे ऐसे मत सोचिए. Midlife crisis. हाँ, I'll give you some perspective. यार क्या बताऊँ मैं? It's too early, यार. It just puts me off कि आप इतने जल्दी, how much pressure you're putting on yourself. I'll tell you how our cycle of life goes on. Chalo, let me rather give you a nice example, okay? Imagine that you are on a journey. You started from point A, you sat in a car, excuse my drawing skills, and you want to reach point B. There are two parts to this journey. Okay, one part of this journey you are covering in daytime. Whenever you are traveling in daytime, everything is visible. You know what to do. You know where to take a turn. You know where to reach. This part of your life is called school life. You just have to go to school, give exams, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा Olympiad exams, this exam, that exam, but you're sorted. When the night time starts, this is where you have to level up. Level up in the sense, you're sitting in a car. Let me build an analogy. ये जो आगे की light है ना, this becomes your attention. Now, when you're in night time, the first thing you should do is switch on your lights. Be attentive. Observe what is happening around you. What is happening in finance? What is happening in technology? What is happening in news? What is happening in geopolitics? What is happening in, let's say, demand supply side? What all policies are coming from government side? What is valued in the market? What is getting outdated? First thing is be super attentive in life. Second thing, then you have engine of your car. Engine of your car is decided by the quality of life that you have, or basically the health that you have. Now, यहाँ पर make sure you're not just focused on money, career. Make sure you work out. This is one mistake even I have committed. I took my health lightly, and I think that is giving me some hurdles in life. So now I'm prioritizing workout and everything. You have some self time in place. You make sure your physical health, mental health, everything is up to the mark. Next part is the fuel part. Fuel part will make sure where you are going, by what time you will reach point B. And this fuel is nothing but your mentors that you get in life, the friends that you have around you who either push you ahead or distract you. There are n number of things that will step in. And while pursuing, at times we need a map. This map are all the degrees, the certifications that will give you a way where to turn, what to do, what not to do. So a combination of, right fuel, using the map, keeping attention, you make sure you reach at point B. But not everyone will reach point B when they are 25, 30, 35. Everyone will take their own time. And the best thing you can do is just enjoy the journey from point A to point B as you're traveling. Enjoy the journey. Everyone has their own struggles. Everyone has their own issues. It's never too late. It's never too early. Enjoy the journey. These are different elements that will play a very, important role in your journey, but it will take you, somewhere where you'll be happy and peaceful. Zan, does this help? Okay, I'm gonna take your silence as yes. Thoda philosophical ho gaya. But when you said midlife crisis, I feel like sharing this. I hope this helps. Zan है या drop off कर गया? अच्छा है. Okay.
Yes, disconnect हो गया था नेट की वजह से.
अरे, no problem. This will be uploaded soon. एक बार recording देख लेना. But I hope in general this helped to the overall audience.
दोस्तों एक
Next.
जनरल क्वेश्चन सर, बस एक जनरल क्वेश्चन है मेरा कि हमें इंटर्नशिप्स या जॉब्स वगैरह कर लेनी चाहिए सीएमए के साथ, या बस पहले आराम से सीएमए करें उसके बाद में जॉब्स देख लेंगे?
हाँ, I'll tell you, there is no perfect answer to this. There are two ways of pursuing your CMA. One way is There is one way where you do part 1, then you do part 2. Vice versa, आप पहले part 2 भी कर सकते हो, part 1 कर लो, and after then do a job. Second way is you complete one part or part 2, you start working, and then you go for rest of the part. Both are fine. If you are good with multitasking, go ahead with this. If you're not good with multitasking, you can focus on one thing at a time, and this is real, okay? I have seen people mess this up big time. एक part कर लिया, job ले लिया, now they are struggling now, next year, उसके बाद भी next year, 3 साल में the attempt becomes invalid, and now they have lost their opportunity. So if you're someone who, and believe me, it's very difficult. I'll give you a very interesting example. एक student है मेरा ध्रुव, moved to Pune, joined the class, and मैंने बोला कि if you are sitting idle, why don't you apply for jobs? He had some referrals, got a call from KPMG. I mentored him कि कैसे answers देना है, क्या देना है वगैरह. He cracked the interview, got a job. KPMG में job लग गया. I immediately called him and said, buddy, don't go into comfort zone. काम बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. Make sure you prioritize your studies. He comes to meet me after 1 month, says, sir, आप सही बोल रहे थे, नहीं हो पा रहा है manage. So this is a serious condition. So if you are into that category, please, for God's sake, complete both parts, फिर job के लिए जाना. But if you are a multitasker, I was able to do that. तो आप ये कर सकते हैं. One part job and then along with jobs, next part. Okay. Next, Arya Pawar.
Sir, are there online internships available?
Online internships भी होती है, offline भी होती है.
तो वो मतलब साथ में कर सकते हैं.
कर सकते हो यार. Depends on your time availability.
Hello,
Next.
sir. This is
Yes.
Arya.
Yes, Arya.
I'm about to give my US CMA exam on 24th June. About my preparations, I have read Hawk book twice, solved around 1500 MCQs, and in that I have accuracy around 7 to 80%. But my problem right now, like the syllabus is so vast. How can I make the most out of this last month and revise everything properly?
Okay, good question. So one thing is, make sure you complete Hawk LMS 100%. सारे questions attempted है. Everything should look green under candidate progress. Second thing, once you're done with this, please start solving IMA support package immediately. There will be some level of repetition that you observe. But यहाँ पे what I want you to do is categorize difficult, moderate, and easy question in your first solving. Mark them as 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. After this, sit for mock exams. Now यहाँ पर what I've done at FinStreet at least, Hawk के जो mock exams है, they repeat questions to some extent. They have 3 mocks now by the way. So तीनों mock दे दीजिए. But if you think that अच्छा the questions are getting repeated, sit for additional mocks which are not from Hawk, and at least appear for 2 mock exams. So total 5 mock exams, more than enough. And last thing, जो IMA support package है that you have done once and you have categorized it, in your second round or second time solving, make sure moderate and difficult are attempted again. And third time you're solving difficult again. This is more than enough for your CMA exam. But one strict rule, whenever you're solving, you should be able to solve using logic, not by memory. I have seen a lot of candidates who start memorizing or start building some level of muscle memory के क्वेश्चन देख के आंसर आ जाता है, और क्वेश्चन देख के ये न्यूमरेटर में होना चाहिए, ये डिनोमिनेटर में होना चाहिए, आंसर आ जाएगा. That's not how you should be taking these exams. You should have logic and numerator में क्यों जा रहा है, डिनोमिनेटर में क्यों जा रहा है. If you can answer why, your concept is clear. Does that help, Arya? You can take a screenshot of this if required.
Okay, yes, sir. And one more question. Like whenever I'm practicing for practical questions, the time I'm consuming is really too much. Like today, for just 50 questions, I consumed around 330 hours.
330 hours or 330 minutes?
No, it's 330 hours. Like the questions were quite challenging. So
Arya,
because of that, I'm really
24 hours का एक दिन होता है. Are you seriously saying 330 hours?
Yes, like for the practical questions, like it's really
Okay.
difficult for me. Like I can put the logic and get the answer, but still it takes a lot of time for me.
Okay. यहाँ पर मैं आपको एक सजेशन देता हूँ, and even one of my students called me to ask the same question today. See, there will be each question should be treated differently. Easy question might take even less than a minute or less than 30 seconds. Moderate might take 1 to 3 minutes, and difficult might take more than 3, 4, 5, even 6 to 7 minutes. So iska na, don't analyze at question level, analyze at a sample level. Okay, take a test for 30 questions, take a test for 50 questions, and then see where you stand. Uske liye the best thing is Hawk has those timed sectional tests. Make sure you keep on appearing for those tests. वो आपको help करेगा to set up your time. Now, how to optimize on times? Shortcuts, practice, better understanding.
Okay, sir.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
No problem. Yes, Shankarur Kude, please go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes, hello.
Sir, Shankar Urkule.
Hmm.
Sir, I
Yes,
have
how
three
can I help?
questions. Sir, first is हम जब US CMA कंप्लीट कर लेंगे दोनों पार्ट्स एग्जाम के,
Mhm.
एंड देन उसके बाद जब वर्क एक्सपीरियंस हमें गेन करना होता है 2 years का, तो हम किस कंपनी से गेन कर सकते हैं? लाइक मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी चाहिए या नॉर्मल कंपनी से भी हम गेन कर सकते हैं, और कैसे कर सकते हैं? एंड
Yes.
सेकंड क्वेश्चन इज फॉर डूइंग दिस CMA एग्जाम कैन लैपटॉप इज नीड? एंड थर्ड इज मैं अभी फिनस्ट्रीट ज्वाइन करने के बारे में सोच रहा हूँ, तो कौन सी बैच ज्वाइन करनी चाहिए मेरे को?
ठीक है। आप अपनी एकेडमिक बैकग्राउंड बता सकते हो? आपका बीकॉम
सर,
कंप्लीटेड है, परस्यू कर रहे हो?
रिसेंटली 12 कंप्लीट किया कॉमर्स स्ट्रीम से।
कॉमर्स स्ट्रीम से, ओके। सो आई आंसर योर लास्ट क्वेश्चन सबसे पहले।
यस सर।
यू कैन स्टार्ट वीकडे बैच के साथ में एक थोड़ा सा अलग अप्रोच ले रहा हूँ। आई एम गोना टेक यू गाइस वेरी स्लोली, टेक्स्ट बुक में से, विथ लॉट ऑफ कंटेक्स्ट बिल्डिंग। एंड अनदर थिंग आई एम गोना डू विथ यू गाइस इज, जो मैं यूजुअली डाउट सॉल्विंग मतलब करेक्टिव लर्निंग जो लेता हूँ बाकी स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, मैं यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा स्पून फीडिंग करने वाला हूँ। नाउ इट हैज़ बोथ रिजल्ट्स। इट हेल्प्स बट इट ऑल्सो नॉट द बेस्ट थिंग टू डू। तो यहाँ पे आई आई हैव रियलाइज दैट कि 12th के बाद के जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं ना, उनको थोड़ा हैंड होल्डिंग लगता है। मतलब लेट्स से यू आर लर्निंग हाउ टू राइड अ बाइक, तो पीछे कोई बाइक पकड़ने वाला चाहिए। तो वो थोड़ा सा अप्रोच होने वाला है वीकडे बैच में। सो इफ यू आर कंफर्टेबल, रादर कोई 12th पास कर रहा है तो उसको मैं तो पुश करूंगा कि यू कैन ज्वाइन वीकडे बैच। थोड़ा सा अप्रोच अलग होने वाला है वीकडे बैच के लिए, एंड दैट स्टार्ट्स आई थिंक टुमारो। सो यू आर वेल इन टाइम।
सर, इट इज
सेकंड,
सिमिलर टू वर्चुअल प्रोग्राम?
हाँ वर्चुअल ही है। वर्चुअल इज मोड ऑफ टीचिंग, सो वर्चुअल प्रोग्राम ही है। बट थोड़ा टाइम में ज़्यादा ले रहा हूँ। आई टेक 6 hours अ वीक फॉर वीकेंड बैच, जहाँ पे मैं थोड़ा 7 to 8 hours पर वीक लेने वाला हूँ। तो ज़्यादा टाइम है तो थोड़ा और कंटेक्स्ट बिल्ड कर सकता हूँ। नेक्स्ट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट, हाँ क्या एक्सपीरियंस कहाँ से लगता है? द आंसर इज एनी कंपनी। इट कैन बी छोटा सा किराना शॉप, इट कुड बी एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट, इट कुड बी गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस, इट कुड बी प्राइवेट कंपनी, एनीवेयर 2 साल का एक्सपीरियंस लगता है। यू डोंट इवन, अभी ये ज़्यादा लोग बताएंगे नहीं आपको, बट इवन द पेपर वर्क रिक्वायर्ड इज प्रीटी मच सेल्फ अटेस्टेशन। आपको एक फॉर्म फिल करना होता है टेलिंग देम कि मैंने काम कर लिया फ्रॉम एक्स डेट टू वाई डेट, दे ट्रस्ट यू, वो आपको सर्टिफिकेट भेज देते हैं। बट यहाँ पे द क्वेश्चन ऑफ एथिक्स एंड इंटीग्रिटी कम्स अप। सो डोंट फेक इट, काम करिए प्रॉपरली एंड अप्लाई इट। बट स्केल ऑफ कंपनी डजेंट मैटर, छोटा भी हो सकता है, बड़ा भी हो सकता है। So that's your second question. Third question, how to do it? If you're joining FinStreet, we'll take care of it. एक पार्ट होने के बाद आपका प्लेसमेंट प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट होता है, एंड बाय द टाइम योर सेकंड एग्जाम गेट्स कंप्लीटेड, आपका प्लेसमेंट असिस्टेंस भी स्टार्ट हो जाता है. सो वी हैव 2 parts, वी जस्ट डोंट हैव प्लेसमेंट असिस्टेंस, वी हैव प्लेसमेंट का प्रिपरेशन विच इज कॉल्ड प्लेसमेंट मेंटरशिप. तो उसमें प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट हो जाता है विच मेक श्योर्स कि आपको इवेंचुअली जॉब लग जाएगा, यू आर प्रिपेयर फॉर द जॉब मार्केट. आपका जो इसी, आई थिंक वन ऑफ द क्वेश्चन वाज देयर ना कि स्ट्रगल क्यों होता है, वो स्ट्रगल कम
सर,
हो जाता है
लैपटॉप
प्रिपरेशन
इज
की
नीड
वजह से.
फॉर?
हाँ लैपटॉप यार, मोबाइल, आई टेल यू व्हाट्स द प्रॉब्लम. मैं एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. हम ना जब, I don't know, this is a silly example, but if you are using certain t-shirt for let's say going out, कि आप वेकेशन पे जा रहे हो, the same t-shirt doesn't fit into an office. तो जब आप फोन एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए यूज करते हो ना, उसे आप सीरियस चीज के लिए मेंटली उसका नहीं हो पाता है रजिस्ट्रेशन. सो आई वुड रेकमेंड कि लैपटॉप लीजिए, वेन एवर यू वांट टू वर्क और स्टडी यूज अ लैपटॉप, वेन एवर यू वांट टू चिल अराउंड आप फोन यूज कीजिए. यू कैन यूज फोन, हमारा एंड्रॉइड ऐप भी है, आप उस पर पढ़ सकते हो. सो इफ यू आस्क मी इज इट कंपलसरी, टिल यू कंप्लीट योर फर्स्ट पार्ट इट इज नॉट कंपलसरी. बट उसके बाद जब आपके एक्सेल टैबल्यू के कोर्सेज स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे, मॉक इंटरव्यूज, सीवी ड्राफ्टिंग, देन यू नीड अ लैपटॉप. तो इवेंचुअली यू नीड इट, तो आप ले सकते हो.
एंड सर, विच पार्ट आई शुड डू फर्स्ट?
पार्ट 2 स्टूडेंट्स के लिए मैं थोड़ा पुश करता हूँ कि स्ट्रिक्टली स्टार्ट विद पार्ट 2 देन गो टू पार्ट 1.
या सर. एंड सर, हाउ कैन आई जॉइन द फिनस्ट्रीट एजुकेशन बैच, दैट इज वीकेंड बैच?
वीकेंड और वीकडे, आई एम पुशिंग यू फॉर वीकडे, बट वीकेंड भी ज्वाइन कर सकते हो. जस्ट कॉल दिस नंबर, एक्चुअली द टीम विल गेट इन टच विद यू. 8411888192.
एंड सर, फीस, हाउ मेनी फीस स्ट्रक्चर?
फीस आपको टीम एक्सप्लेन करेगी. देर आर 3 प्रोग्राम्स, सेल्फ रिकॉर्डिंग, क्लासरूम, वर्चुअल. उसमें भी इंस्टॉलमेंट के लिए अलग फी है, डिस्काउंटेड अलग फी है. सो दे विल एक्सप्लेन यू एवरीथिंग, डोंट वरी.
या सर, थैंक यू.
ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. चलो लास्ट 2 क्वेश्चंस. फयाज प्लीज गो अहेड.
Yeah, hi Aditya. So,
Hi.
I am a senior accountant working for an MNC company. I'm into US accounting and all. So, is that doing US CMA will help me to boost my career in this field, or is it much more related to finance and all of that?
No, it's mixture of finance and both, finance plus accounting. So part 1 is more to do with accounting, FP&A, costing वगैरह. Part 2 is finance, so you can fit into both roles.
Okay, so do we get exposure about the US gap and IFRS and all of that in part one?
Yes, you do get exposure, but the exposure is limited. So if you ask me that do you become an expert, the answer is no. But you get an exposure? Okay, what are different asset categories? What are the rules? IFRS is it principal based or rule based? US gap, is it principal based or rule based? This kind of idea you'll get it. So foundation will be clear. I can vouch for that.
Okay, got it.
Yes. No problem.
Thank you.
Yes. Next we have Unmay. Sorry, I'm not able to. Umay Nashrat Basum. Really sorry, but please go ahead. Nashrat Basum, are you there? Umay Nashrat Basum? No? Okay. I think Aryan, I think I've answered your question. If this is different, Aryan, you can unmute.
Yes, sir, I am different.
Yes, please go ahead then.
Sir, currently I am taking admission in BCom, and as I saw your video uploaded on YouTube, you have suggested a path like for students. In first year, you should take exposure of different activities, try some internship, and then you can focus on courses from second year. So I want like some guidance. How should my 3 years of undergraduation should look like?
Okay. Yeah, that was my earlier recommendation, but lately I'm forced to change it. Reason being, बहुत सारे students FY में ही start कर रहे हैं. So because of these competitions, others feel left out. I'll also give you, I've designed a nice structure that I usually tell students. So what I do is, I now usually ask students, okay, whenever you have passed your 12th, for first 6 months, you can start with basics of finance. And that's
Like,
why,
sir,
I'll tell you. So something like FMAA course hai. Now I don't want you to pursue the course. I just want you to focus on basics. So just studies. Now you guys might not have the books, but let's say someone who's joining FinStreet, उनका जो weekday batch है मैं थोड़ा ऐसे ही ले रहा हूँ कि for first couple of weeks we will be just doing basics of finance. When you are 3 months in, 6 months, basically after Diwali of this year, you can start with your CMA.
yes.
Put one complete year into your CMA. So by mid of SY, you are done with CMA. Part one part. Then you start with second part of your CMA. By mid of TY, you are done with CMA. यहाँ पर placements भी start हो जाते हैं. So you are ready
Yes.
for the placements in time. So this is flexible. Instead of wasting, I mean, I'll tell you what happens. Basics of finance सीखोगे, but कैसे? Lot of students don't have background around if they pick any book, how to read it, how to understand it. तो यहाँ पे मैं बोल देता हूँ कि ठीक है चलो CMA start कर दो. I will teach from extreme basics. So that is something I'm now trying out in this batch. So after 6 months, I'll have a better answer for you कि आप जाके ये lectures देख लो जो अब record होने वाले हैं. But yeah, this can be your plan for overall 3 years. इसमें now if you want to check के internship वगैरह कहाँ पे fit करना है, so between FY and SY, as I said, एक NGO के साथ volunteering कर लीजिए.
Yes.
And between your SY and TY, corporate internship कर लीजिए. And in this last batch of your TY BCom, whatever softwares I've mentioned in today's lecture, Excel हो गया, Advanced Excel हो गया, बाकी की चीजें हो गई, in last 6 months of your BCom. So your profile is complete. I mean, this is a job ready profile. Anyone would hire this. Also, one cherry on the cake would be during all these 3 years, please join something like Toastmasters Club, which will make sure that your communication skill is up to the mark. It's a weekly practice session. It's a different NGO. It's a not-for-profit organization based out of US. They have multiple chapters in India. So offline, online, जो भी join करना है, they have not sponsored me. We don't have any collaboration. I was part of their club for 2 years. I learned a lot of stuff. तो मैं recommend करता हूँ. जिनको अच्छा लगे, आप कर सकते हैं. Does this
Most
help?
probably I am taking admission.
Okay. So
Most
I'll be glad.
probably I am taking admission.
Cool. Happy to hear that. Chalo, Aryan, does that answer your
Sir,
question? Any other queries?
yes, sir. I
Yes.
have one more question.
Yes.
Sir, most probably I will be taking admission in BMCC, and
So,
I'm also shifting from like Daman to Pune. And what should be like my first 6 months look like to improve my personality, like communication skills or other skills that will build my personality?
okay. So first of all, if you are coming to BMCC, don't worry. You will pretty much see me 3 times a week. Or BMCC में again, first 6 months is going to be around basics of finance. So we are not starting with CMA directly. So that's a good thing for you, well aligned with your plan. And if you are joining BMCC, I mean, then don't have double subscription. BMCC में मेरे साथ पढ़ रहे हो, no need to join FinStreet. That is also fine. I'm fine with it. Next thing is, what should you do to improve your personality? यार यहाँ पर locally ना there are 1 or 2 classes that I can recommend you. बट आई डोंट वांट टू टेक देयर नेम्स ओवर हियर। मैं आप आ जाओ, मैं आपको लोकली बता दूंगा जगह वगैरह के वेर यू कैन गो एंड improve your personality। छोटी सी छोटी चीज इन द सेंस हाउ टू वॉक, हाउ टू शेक हैंड, हाउ टू ड्रेस, etiquettes, manners, right from there to communication skill, leadership skills, business engagement. This will be taught over there, so don't worry. I'll take care of that. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Next, I think. Chalo, this I'm really sorry. It's 8:35 already. So Kaushal, last doubt, super last doubt. Go ahead.
Hi, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, I just wanted to know that pursuing US CMA, after pursuing this, can I do like CFA level 1, or are these two different streams?
Oh, you can do it, and it's a good combination. I don't discuss it much, but if you're someone who's targeting consultancy or advisory, this will be the perfect combination. Reason being, आपका CFA level 1 का curriculum gets covered already. मतलब if you complete CMA, I'll give you guarantee without studying you can go and pass CFA level 1. I can vouch for that. Because I've done both and I know okay, curriculum क्या है. Second thing, what happens is CFA is just focused on investment management. तो क्या होता है यहाँ पर costing is missing, FP&A is missing, accounting is missing. That is the only missing part of finance. Now, if you study CMA, costing is given good weightage, FP&A is given good weightage, accounting is given good weightage. So a combination of this makes you a complete professional. आपको एक business finance side की चीजें पता है, investment finance side की भी चीजें पता है. So perfect roles for these candidates are usually corporate finance or somewhere in consultancy advisory. You can fit in easily. Works?
So what's yeah. Thank you so much. I just wanted to know what's your opinion on SAP FICO, sir?
SAP FICO, so SAP FICO is also good certification. If you pursue the original one, जो US से certify होता है, that's a bit expensive, my honest opinion. Second thing is, SAP is थोड़ा सा niche. SAP is used widely, but आपका limit हो जाता है. Wherever SAP is used, you can work over there only, or you can work with SAP as a company. तो इफ यूर समवन हु वांट्स टू कम्पीट इन अ नीश, SAP FICO परस्यू कर सकते हो. SAP HANA भी है, बाकी की चीज़ें भी है, Oracle के भी स्वीट्स आते हैं, बाकी माइक्रोसॉफ्ट के भी स्वीट्स आते हैं. यू कैन परस्यू दोज एज सर्टिफिकेशंस, बट वो नीश होता है, मीन्स लिमिटेड रोल्स विल बी ओपन फॉर यू. इफ यू परस्यू प्रोफेशनल सर्टिफिकेशंस, द होल इंडस्ट्री इज ओपन फॉर यू. सो इफ आई वर यू, आई वुड परस्यू सर्टिफिकेशन फर्स्ट, बट इफ आई लैंड इन अ कंपनी दैट हैज SAP, तब मैं जाके SAP सीखता, नॉट बिफोर दैट. Plus,
Okay,
if there is SAP, you pretty much learn on the job. Then you don't even need certification. And it's an easy one. It's rocket science नहीं है.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay, cool. So for all the pending doubts, I can see Atharva Raut texting me again and again. So I'll just quickly take this doubt. Hello, Dada. Hope doing well. I'm an IP Mat aspirant. Okay, so any tips struggling with VRC? This is off topic, but yeah, practice. And after some point, now stop studying and start giving mock exams and analyze mock exams. That helps a lot for both IP Mat and CAT. Okay. For me, मेरा अगर CAT preparation में देखो, I started somewhere around December to June. I was just studying and giving a lot of exercises. मेरे पास time का material था. So for 6-7 months, I was just going through their material, studying lectures वगैरह. But from July to November, final exam, I was just going for mock exams. I didn't do anything else. मेरे 30-40 mock exams हो गए थे, and that paid off well. Okay. Sorry guys, there are a lot of questions in the chat. I won't be able to take it. 1.5 घंटे से ऊपर हो गया है. Really sorry. But I'll keep one more session. This is going to be a regular session. So hang around in the community. I'll see you soon. Okay. Thank you so much.